What is going on, dudes? My name is and welcome back to Fire Emblem 3 Houses. So, in the last episode, we got to the time skip, and we took on the battle that basically, that started the whole thing, where we went and took back the monastery from the church. So I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently when it comes to the months from now on. I'm planning on trying to do maybe a month an episode, because for the most part, as far as I know, things are going to probably be pretty similar as to where the battles are going to happen near the end of the month, and then I'm going to have my weeks to do other things and such like that. The main reason for that is I kind of want to do as much as I can, as quickly as I can, because Sword and Shield comes out soon, and that might end up taking more priority than this when it comes to playing, but I will be doing this. I'm gonna try to maybe record 2 of them today, so I can get them both edited and then prepared to upload and such. And yeah, and I still have to go through the other parts of the campaign. Now, something I want to know, Crazy DK, maybe you can help me with this, because I don't want to look stuff up and spoil things for myself, like one of my friends did. How different are the 2 different paths with the other houses? Obviously, you pick Blue Lions or the Golden Deer, and then you get to pick, I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being the same way, where we find out Edelgard is the Flame Emperor, we end up fighting Edelgard, and then we get to pick which side we side with, either being the Church or Edelgard. How different are those 2 different paths on the other 2 saves? Because if you think about, I was talking to one of my other friends about this, the one who actually has this game, and we kind of theorized that they would be kind of similar, and that story-wise it ended up being the best to go with the Church when playing with the Blue Lions. So we'll see what happens. I'd like you to, if you can inform me, because I don't know how much you know. I don't know how much you've gone through all this stuff, but if you know the answer to that, please do give that to me. Also, how different are the 2 sides in the Black Eagles run? So how different is it choosing the Church over Edelgard in the Black Eagles run? That's what I'd also like to know that, because I want to know if I have to make 4 different playthroughs or not, or if I'll have to make 6, you know? So, anyways, I just thought I'd mention that, because that's kind of something I want to look into. We don't have any seals, but he doesn't have high enough stats to become it anyway. I mean, maybe Mortal Savant. Alright, also, oh yeah, so everyone did level up. That was something that they did mention, and we're going to, I kind of want to look at everybody. Obviously, I'm level 31. I'm an Enlightened one. Oh, I only have a B in swords, man. God, I am so far behind. I hate that, because I stopped making my guy fight because he gets so overpowered. Anyways, Edelgard here. She's an Armored Lord. Okay, I don't know if that's a master class or anything like that. It's probably not. Yeah, she is Imperial Lineage Plus. Unit takes no action except wait. It grants resistance +4 for a turn. Very interesting. And she has the Supreme Armored Co. Battalion, the strongest armored soldiers in the Empire, handpicked by Edelgard. Pretty cool. Next up, we have Hubert von Vestra. He's a warlock still. I think he's got basically everything the same. Is he a higher level now? Yeah, he's level 26, so he's a couple levels up. His stats are still, pretty mediocre, except for Authority, Reason, and that's really it. He's got a D in Lance and Bow, but not too great in those, so yeah, this is just a unique class for her, which makes sense. Alright, next up we have Ferdinand. Yeah, he became dancer, forgot about that. I forgot he won the dancing competition. But he's still a Cavalier. Okay, he is level... Freaking get out of here. He's level 28. Yeah, he does have the Knowledge Gem. Why am I not where... I need to give myself the Knowledge Gem. I need my... Well, okay. I actually remember I gave it to him so he could get a better lance as quickly as possible, so he could wield his thing that has his crest on it. The lance that we got. Alright, Linhart is still a priest. Right, I can do this. I forgot. Let's check this out. So, her close allies are Bernadetta, Hubert, and Dorothea. Dislikes outdated values, crests, rats, chains, swimming, losing control. I wonder, can she technically wield my sword too? That'd be cool. She probably doesn't have enough... high enough sword level if she even needed that. Hubert likes irony, coffee, intelligence, useful people. Alright, we have Casper here. Likes fighting, training, vanquishing evil. Dislikes liars, injustice, wasting time in the rain. He's got really good axes still. Born fighter. Did you have that? Yeah, I'm assuming he still had that. But he's still a brigand, so that's cool. Next up we have Bernadetta. I almost called her Vernadetta because I read Varley while I was saying Bernadetta. Anyway, she is a sniper still, level 26. She didn't level up at all. She didn't need to. Oh, I love it. It's awesome. Okay. Yeah, those A+ bows, it's like absolutely absurd. She could become a bow knight soon, probably. So that could be very cool. She likes reading, drawing, music, embroidery, unusual creatures, stuffed animals, solitude. Dislikes speaking to people, imposing figures, and overbearing fathers. Yeah, close allies are me, Ferdinand, and Edelgard. I didn't read Casper's, which are Bernadetta, Linhart, and Petra. Did I even read Linhart's, which are Petra, Casper, and Dorothea? I don't know. That's fine. Next up we have Dorothea. So, likes singing, acting, music, decorative ornaments, and accessories, and small animals. Dislikes arrogant nobles and herself. Really? I wonder if that's something new that developed, or if that's something that had been. Because I'm gonna be honest, I never got that sort of impression from Dorothea. But our close allies are Ferdinand, Hubert, and me. And then we have Petra McNeary, who's an assassin still level 29. Why did Bernadetta not go up in levels then? Wait, what happened there? She went up to level 29. She was the same level as Bernadetta, but Bernadetta didn't go up any. That's so weird. She likes swimming in the ocean, sunshine, climbing trees, family, her homeland. Dislikes math, idleness, discrimination. Yeah. And then we have Felix Hugo Fraldarius. He's a mercenary. He's level 28. He did get up a couple levels, which is nice. But details, he absconded from House Fraldarius and becomes involved in the Imperial Army as a general. Resigned to Garrick Mach when the strike force was formed. I haven't read anything else for everybody, for the rest of them, because most of this stuff probably doesn't matter to the other characters, because it probably doesn't change or anything like that. Dislikes levity, sweet chivalry, and his father. Interesting. Close allies are me, Bernadetta, and Dorothea. Then we have Hanuman. Interest monocle polishing. Nice. Likes quest research at Night and TD workspace, food that someone else cooked, and handkerchiefs, and dislikes cooking, messy rooms, unkept clothing, corrupt nobles, and politics. Manuela, I don't think she went up either, but they're both a mage and priest respectively. She dislikes nobles, bullying, cleaning, tidying, feeling unwell after too many refreshing beverages. Refreshing beverages obviously not being water. Anyway, and then there's me. Goes missing during the Battle of Garrick Mach. Regains consciousness at the bottom of the valley, and then appears at Garrick Mach. Activity points, I have 7 to explore, 6 for lesson, 2 for battle. No, can have 2 adjutants. Close allies are Bernadetta, Petra, and Dorothea. We still have some supports to do too. Gosh, we have a lot. The ones that have the little white thing, I believe I have to go, yeah. I have to go to a place at Garrick Mach, which is where we are now. So let's do the supports for literally everybody else. Just start out. This is going to be kind of I don't know, I was going to say it's going to kind of be a laid back episode, but I'm going to try to do the battle, whatever our next battle is, so. Ferdinand Hubert.
Show them this letter. Threaten them. Do what you must. Now go.
Yes, sir. Hubert, that letter. Is that what I think it was?
I suppose there's no denying it.
But Edelgard
explicitly forbade me to send it. Yes, I know.
I cannot believe it! You disobeyed a direct order? I thought you were her loyal aide.
Unwaveringly. All that I do for her. I seem to recall you expressing a similar sentiment. It is our role to guide her when she is on the wrong course of action. Is that not what you said?
You are not supposed to do it in secret. When you disagree with your leader, you must voice your concerns directly. Otherwise, what is the point?
The point is the same. Lady Edelgard's best interests are served whether she knows it or not. She needs not trouble herself with the mundane details of my actions. Only results matter.
You are sorely misguided. When I believe that Edelgard is making a mistake, I tell her as much. Through discussing the matter, I sometimes find that I was mistaken. To skip that process, to make a decision that is not yours to make.
Perhaps your advice is simply useless then.
Excuse me?
Listen to yourself. If I do as Lady Edelgard requires, then you tell me to be more independent. But if I tread my own path, I am misguided. I suppose the fault is mine for expecting any useful advice to come out of your mouth.
Ugh, I have had enough of your grousing. To think, I started to believe you were a useful aid.
Well, I wonder what the letter was about. Interesting. Alright. Oh, we have Hubert and Linhardt. Their last sport.
I can't believe it. How can I show my face to Lady Edelgard after this?
That's what you get, Hubert. If you rested like me, you wouldn't collapse from exhaustion.
As much as it pains me to say it, you're right. But to be looked after by you of all people, that might be the worst part of this. I don't know how to feel, to be honest. So for now, let's pretend I thanked you.
Oh, come now. Even I wouldn't abandon someone who collapsed.
You would have in a heartbeat if anyone else had been around.
Ah, yes. Quite accurate, Hubert. Why would I ever bother to be a decent person if there were anyone else I could foist the duty upon? If your situation turned bad, it would have been an absolute hassle. I could never just leave you there.
If that were the sort of man you truly were, we could never be friends.
But if we weren't friends, I probably would have just left you.
Shame you're so reluctant to do any real work. You're actually pretty good at this. Made sure I was comfortable, checked carefully for injuries, even carried me here yourself. If only you'd apply that knowledge of yours so proactively and thoroughly all the time, you'd be a tremendous asset to the Empire.
There you go again. I see no problem with staying just the way I am. But think of it this way. In an anthill, 20% of the ants are asleep at any given time. And it's not because they're lazy. Far from it. When the working ants become tired, they go to sleep and the others wake up. That's me. I'm the ant who rests so I can work later when other people are tired.
Maybe that's true. But even if it is, it's still just a fancy way to say you let others do all the work. Consider me unconvinced.
I'll consider you a bother and leave it at that. You and Edelgard work far too hard. I mean it. Take a break now and then. If you both collapsed, I think it'd be too much effort for me to bother with. Get some rest, Hubert. Not as much as me, of course.
Fine.
Yeah. There we go. Alright, now we have Linhardt and Edelgard.
Linhardt, at least try to do some training. Use a staff, or a rod, or a broom for all I care.
My apologies, but I cannot train right now. I have plans for later and don't wish to tire myself. Caspar invited me to train with him, you see.
You slept through the whole debate, didn't you? Fine. I'll summarize it for you.
Not the whole debate. I closed my eyes only after I knew what reading would cover the topic.
There you are. Don't tell me you were sneaking out to do some training.
Of course not. I was sneaking out to avoid you. How did you find me this time?
A mere coincidence. Why would you wish to hide from me?
Because you're an awful nuisance? Why do you pester me so?
To ensure that your talent is not wasted due to your lack of...
It's none of your business how I spend my time or how I use my talent. Have you assumed the role of my mother? You overplay the part. She was only half as overbearing.
What is the matter with you? As Emperor, I'm trying to prevent you from making a mockery of the Black Eagle Strike Force.
Fine, I'll try harder. Really. I'm sure you see all this as my interfering with your duty as a leader. Have you considered how it feels for those of us who serve below you? You are a serious pain, you know.
How so?
You're like a mother who insists on accompanying her son to his own knighting ceremony.
That's taking it a bit far, don't you think?
No, I'd say that it's putting it lightly. All your interfering is greatly hindering my research.
I see. Very well. You've made your perspective perfectly clear.
Well. Okay. Then we have Linhardt and Bernadetta.
A little more crimson, maybe?
May I suggest vermilion instead?
Vermilion? Ah! I know, I see it. You don't have to say it. I've got no talent at all.
I said nothing about your talent. I simply suggested vermilion over crimson. Do you know vermilion? It's just a softer shade of crimson. I believe it would... Oh, forget it. This is your artistic vision and I am but a meddler. I am going to read my book and leave you to your art.
No, it's fine. Say what you want to say. It's good advice. I'll use vermilion. Thank you.
Well, I'd best be heading back.
Phew! Finally done! I think.
All finished?
Please, don't look at it!
Everything looks a bit faded, doesn't it? Ironically, crimson may have been a better choice after all. The sense of distance on the petals is a little strange. Perhaps you should pay closer attention to such details as you paint. A preliminary sketch would do wonders. Still, forget my pedantic comments. You really do have potential. Bernadetta?
Idiot! Hopeless! Waste of charm! Just burn the whole thing, Bernie! Break your stupid brushes and never paint again!
Huh. Perhaps I should have kept my thoughts to myself.
These supports have just been all over the place. Alright, next up we have Petra and Edelgard. Their last support.
I have been watching you in secrecy, Edelgard. But you and Hubert were noticing me, correct?
Well, if you intend to shadow us like that, you can be sure it won't escape our notice. Hubert was primed and ready to remove you. I ordered him to stand down.
You have my thanks. I have been making a decision that I am wanting to learn from you. I was thinking it was enough to be shooting one bird with one arrow. But after speaking with you, I trained with hardness. Now I can be shooting 2 birds with 1 arrow.
2 pheasants? Are you implying that...
Yes, a single arrow.
That's astounding, Petra. It's perhaps a bit late to explain now, but what I was getting at earlier was actually...
I am having a joke.
You... come again?
I really was shooting these birds with 1 arrow, but my joke is that I did have understanding about what you told me. I took it to my heart.
Did you know?
You are a person with great bluntness. I am admiring of you. As an emperor, a commander, a warrior, and a friend, you are excelling at all that you do. All of the Empire is resting on your shoulders, and that is including Brigid, too. I will not be falling behind you. I will be carrying Brigid on my shoulders, too. And one day, you and I will be facing each other, and we will be shaking hands.
Yes, that much is certain. I can see that you no longer need me to look out for you. You and I are much the same. We dutifully shoulder our burdens and stand tall no matter what. It would be foolish of me to deny it.
Your words give me great joy. And it also gave me joy to see you being flustered when I was showing you the birds.
A cheap trick, to be sure. but inarguably funny. To think that you went to all the trouble of shooting 2 pheasants at once for the sake of a joke. Well played, Petra.
We both are growing every day. I hope we will keep doing so.
What is up with the textures? Like, you know, the logo on Edelgard's back. What's up with that? It's just kind of strange. Okay. Next up, we have Petra and Ferdinand. Let's do it!
Taking care of some weapon maintenance, Petra? You seem completely absorbed.
Yes, taking care of the weapons has great importance.
I cannot argue with that. That weapon there, is it from Bridget?
No, it is a weapon of Dagda. But the people of Bridget used them often.
Fascinating. I have read about the weapons of Dagda, but this is my first time seeing one in person.
Lots of weapons and fighting techniques came from Dagda to Bridget.
Ah, so Dagda to the west had a big influence on the Bridget archipelago. I am fascinated by foreign fighting techniques. Would you consider teaching me sometime?
I will. But it is difficult to explain fighting with words. We can try sparring, maybe?
Yes, a practical demonstration. I would be quite grateful.
Let's have our beginning then.
Perhaps we should stop there.
Oh? Do you think you have understanding of the fighting techniques from Dagda?
Yes. Now that I have experienced it firsthand. I used to look down on foreign fighting styles, but I was clearly remiss. The footwork, the nimble way you shift your weight is extraordinary. I will have to remember those moves for the next time I am in battle. Clearly, you have honed your skills through practice. Your fist felt as sharp as a spear.
Bridget is stuck in between Dagda and Fodlan. It is of much importance to hone our fighting techniques. I am of the royal family, but I am a warrior before that. I must fight to live and to protect my home.
When the alliances of Bridget and Dagda encroached on the Empire, they were always driven back. But perhaps the Empire's victory was due to geographic advantage or divine intervention, rather than military superiority. Having met you, that is what I think. I cannot help but feel a little disgraced. I held foreign fighting styles in such low regard without ever seeing them for myself.
When I came to Fodlan, I felt disgraced for many things that I learned. But there is no disgrace in losing ignorance. We need to be learning and growing with each other, always.
Yes, by working together we can make progress. And both sides need to look ahead to the future.
Alright. Still have a bunch to do. It's actually 2. Okay, it's not too bad. Alright, we have Edelgard and Ferdinand.
Standing tall, I see.
Edelgard, hello. What do you think of this horse? An equine marvel, no? Look how intelligent he is. You can see it in his face. Certainly much smarter than your horse.
Oh, Ferdinand.
Oh, what a lovely bloom.
It's pretty
Behold,
pixelated.
Edelgard. Do you see this blood-red bloom? This is much more impressive than the pale little sprigs you have there. And as I'm sure you know, redness symbolizes courage and strength.
Her entire outfit's red.
Ferdinand, stop. I can't believe you're wasting my time with a petty one-sided rivalry.
What are you complaining about? You told me not to publish my pamphlet, and I complied.
I've had enough of your foolish antics. Very well. I will grant you the duel you so desperately desire. But when I win, you must forfeit the right to bother me with your ridiculousness. Forever. Do we have a deal?
Ah, so you'll fight me after all? Wonderful. To battle, then! All right, Edelgard. Have at me!
I would love if they did the
As you wish.
whole thing where, like, you know, went into the actual battle scene.
Ha!
That'd be funny.
Ugh! It only took you one blow? How?
I can't afford to hold back against an opponent like you. I led with my fastest, strongest strike.
Fastest and strongest? You're just flattering me. I have been defeated. Utterly. I cannot believe I was foolish enough to challenge such a plainly superior opponent.
The difference in our skill level is not so great as all that. If you had taken the first strike, you might have won. That's why I didn't give you the chance.
I do not think talent is what separates us so much as readiness. I had not the faintest idea of what to expect from a real duel. I was playing, but you were not. That such an ill-prepared noble would think to challenge you? It is laughable.
Ferdinand.
Alright, and then finally, Ferdinand and Dorothea. They get their A support.
Ah, Dorothea. I am surprised to find you here. I did not think you were all that religious.
There's a lot you don't know, Ferdy. But you're right. I'd hardly call myself devout. After all, it was thanks to the goddess and her noble regime that I suffered so much as a child.
You must be quite brave to speak so coarsely in this hallowed place. But what do you mean about suffering as a child?
Do I really have to tell you? Oh, forget it. I'm sure you already know that I'm an orphan. I grew up in the alleys of Enbar, begging for coins, eating scraps, drinking from drains.
I see. I remember seeing street children around the city.
I could have died. Then the right person overheard me singing. And suddenly I was in the opera. I was a songstress. And my goodness, did the nobles like me. The people who used to spit on me and call me an urchin, they praised my voice and my beauty. A nobleman who once kicked me gave me the most gorgeous shoes. I almost asked if it was a joke.
So that is why you despise the nobility. But why do you think I am the same as them? Do you really believe that is the kind of man I am? You think I would ever treat people differently based on appearances? There is nothing noble about that.
Oh, really? You're something different? That's not how I remember things. It was the very day that I was discovered. I was in high spirits. Nothing was wrong in the world. I secretly bathed in one of the town's fountains, hoping to wash off some of the dirt from the streets. I sang the same song the opera composer overheard earlier that day. And that's when you appeared.
Me? No, it could not have been.
Don't play dumb. You glared at me, the same look I'd gotten from every other noble, then you ran off. When we met at the academy, you were a different person. All smiles and friendly words. You were like a bee, Ferdinand. A bee attracted to a flower in full bloom.
So it was you then, singing that song. Dorothea, please listen. This is a misunderstanding. When I saw you, I could not take my eyes off you. I was hypnotized. Your beautiful voice, your elegant face, droplets of water on your skin that glittered in the sun. I thought you were a water nymph.
Stop it, don't lie to me.
No, it is true. I was only a child. The vision overwhelmed me. That is why I ran. I plucked up the courage to return, but no one was there. I thought perhaps it was a dream.
Maybe I can believe you. I've wanted to, ever since the day you made me those traits. I thought then that maybe you weren't like the others, but there's a lot I have to let go of, Ferdy.
Of course. I am glad we had this conversation. You know, I do not mind you thinking of me as a bee. Life as a simple drone, circling a queen. It actually sounds quite wonderful.
Don't drones keep the queen safe from other bugs? I like the sound of that.
Oh, that's sweet. Alright. Cool. Let's explore. Do we have quests? Yes. Supply run. We're gonna need a resources. Your assistance would be much appreciated. Dealing with deserters. Okay. Let's fast travel to the vicinity of the soldier. Let's just do it.
I need a favor.
Mm-hmm. Sure. We'll deal with that at some other point. Ooh, okay, cool. Morale meals. That's good. We want to boost some supports between people. Who's this one? This one is Felix. Hey, Felix. Let's do it.
You're certainly not going easy on me. You fight like a mercenary, not a knight. You hunger for victory, pure and simple. You may not be aware of it yourself, but I see it.
Should I take this as a compliment? Let's say that.
Indeed. Knights ought to have some hunger. I've always thought so.
To be fair, my dude
They depend too
did
much on
grow
their
up as a
swords.
mercenary.
Only when they're wrested away do knights consider their hands and feet as weapons. That's not how it was for warriors of old. They weren't limited by their tools. Victory is what matters, not the method of achieving it. That's the attitude to adopt. I detect that in your style. It is plain to see.
Doesn't seem like praise.
You may take it however you like. I believe the difference between us lies within that hunger. But where does it come from? From the start, I was aiming to win. Yet I couldn't defeat you. Then I remembered something you said before.
About your aspirations.
Indeed. I was raised to value strength above all else, whereas you had a reason, an ambition, pushing you toward that hunger. So tell me, what was the reason? Why were you driven to become so strong?
It's a good question. To survive, to protect the people of Fodland, stop this war. To survive.
That's a mercenary's answer, to be sure. So that is the source of your hunger. I suppose I must find my own.
I'll help you.
If we're to get along, I think not. I'll be content if you continue to train with me. Perhaps it will come to me as I swing my sword.
Maybe the other answer would have been better. It probably wouldn't have made a difference because they seem pretty similar to me.
Hey there.
So I just chose one. I don't know if I want to. We could trade with the students now.
Alright, I'm ready to fight. Let's do this.
I'm counting on you.
Leave it to me. I can take on the whole, most of the enemy's army. I know my limits now, Professor.
Great. Yeah, we can do advanced drills, so I can do axes or brawling with him. Very cool. I like that. I like that I can trade with the students. Because of course, like, what else did you train with? So let's up my axes.
This experience is critical.
Cool. I gotta decide what stats I want to up the most. It's probably gonna have to be swords and reason, because I feel like the best master class that my dude's gonna be able to get is gonna be, oh yeah, Ferdinand's here. What do you call it? Shoot, the human savant.
Take that!
You're fighting more intensely than usual.
Yes, I am in a hurry. Edelgard claims victory after victory. She never stops. 5 years ago, she ascended the throne and swept away the corrupt nobles, my father included. I always thought I would be the one to unseat him. But she did it instead, with all the ease and indifference of someone cracking an egg. Now, as the head of House Eyre, I serve Edelgard. I have to accept that I am her subordinate, working beneath her to reunify Fodlan. The disparity between Edelgard and myself is obvious. She never stops moving forward, single-minded, never wavering. But where does that leave me? Here, flailing about, going nowhere, contributing nothing.
It's not true.
But it is. That is the reality.
It's not.
Not once since our days at the Academy have I exceeded Edelgard's abilities. I saw her as a worthy opponent. She did not even see me as a contender. She did not even
I
consider me
beg
at
to
all.
differ. Go back to that other
As the
support.
head of the noble House Ire, I must be able to achieve results. But all my efforts have come to nothing. Results are everything. I have not shown results, so I will be stagnating here forever.
But you have achieved results.
I appreciate your kind words, but you are wrong. I know that I have a massive wall to climb, and I must climb it alone. Even so, may I ask a favor?
Of course.
Professor, please keep an eye on my progress. I would appreciate if you were always by my side, bearing witness to my accomplishments.
Of course. Cool.
Me? After the battle 5 years ago, the Imperial Army occupied Garreg Mach. The cathedral and several other buildings were destroyed, but we've done some repair work here and there, and we're using the buildings as a base of operations. As for me, well, the church moved its headquarters to Fargus, and I've seen no reason to follow. When I returned to Enbar, I received a summons from Her Majesty, and I chose to answer.
I mean, you did fight with us at our first battle after declaring war on these guys, so what advanced drills can you train me in? Sword, faith, and flying. Let's do sword. Cool. There's one note. Let's read the note, because why not? When I was a child, I feared such trivial things as divine punishment and grudges held by the dead. These I fear zealots and grudges held by the living instead. In truth, its reality is the most frightening. Alright, who's this one? It is Bernadetta. Let's go visit Bernie. This will be her
I can't believe how long it's been since I left home.
esport.
Since I was dragged out of the house, I mean. 5 whole years. It's weird to think about.
Weird in what way?
At first, I remember I was desperate to go back, but now it's the opposite. I have friends here, and I have you. The monastery's become a second home to me. Back then, I never would have dreamed a day like this would come.
I'm happy for you.
It's all thanks to you. You've given me a second chance at life.
That's not true.
If not for you, I never would have gotten used to leaving my room, let alone the monastery. Maybe the battlefield's just dulled my senses. I'm much better with strangers and new places now, though. I don't panic nearly as much as before.
Could you go somewhere new by yourself, or I have some independent work for you then? Could you go somewhere new by yourself?
A new place? All on my own? That sounds like a tough assignment. Where did this come from all of a sudden? Hey, hold on. You're teasing me, aren't you? Please don't joke around like that anymore. It's torture for me.
Alright. You know.
You're still not taking me seriously. I mean it. Promise me you won't do that again. Friends respect each other's feelings, don't they?
You're right, but you... Okay, I promise, but... Come on, okay. You know what? Whatever. It's good.
I'll hold you to that. You're absolutely not allowed to send me out anywhere on my own. Got it? You would need to come with me. If you're with me, I can go anywhere in the world.
That's sweet. I'll follow at a distance. I'll be with you in spirit. I'll follow at a distance.
No, that defeats the purpose. Why can't you get what I'm saying? I thought we were finally getting close.
Well...
Guess I'm not good enough for that, though, am I?
Okay, you know, I was I would have said something completely different than those options. It's just...
I'll let you have this one, but you better be ready for next time.
Okay. That's sweet. Alright. And now, we have the final one. We also have to get that other quest up there, so... I forget who this person is. And this is like directly outside of my personal quarters, so I could have done this one literally first. It's Casper.
Professor.
Hey Casper. Let's do it.
Hey, Professor, something's been bothering me. Remember that suspicious guy I chased after back when I was a student?
Mm-hmm.
A knight scolded me for it, but at the time I really thought I was doing the right thing. Now that I've had more experience on the battlefield, though.
I've been looking for you. There isn't much time, so I'll keep this brief. The knights encountered a band of brigands while out marching. It was hard fought, but we prevailed. Our soldiers are highly trained, but the enemy was formidable, and we weren't expecting combat. There were a number of casualties among our troops.
I pray for their souls.
Much appreciated, but there's a reason I need to bring this to your attention. The brigands all bore identical tattoos of a scorpion on their arms. Please, keep an eye out for that mark in the future.
Oh no.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. If you'll excuse me, I need to get back to my duties.
It's the same guy, isn't it?
Heck of a coincidence, right? As soon as I mention that suspicious guy, this happens.
I'm just gonna say...
But some of the knights died in combat. They died because of what I did 5 years ago. This is my fault.
I don't know about
If I'd stayed quiet and tracked the guy down like you said, we would have stopped those brigands sooner. And I wouldn't have blood on my hands.
I mean, you didn't kill him either. Not necessarily.
It's no use trying to comfort me. You know I'm right. Just say it. Those poor knights. It's all my fault.
It's not, though, Casper. It's not.
Professor! Oh my, it's so good to see you. These days, so many old friends seem to be disappearing. But you're here. It's incredible to see you again after 5 years. I have a feeling your name will go down in history.
I mean, that's... My dude does wield the Sword of the Creator, the most powerful of all the crest weapons. So you know. Anyway, this is reason. Let's up my reason. Only good. That's okay. Okay. Let's do some gardening. It's been a long time since I've been here, so plant the selected seeds. We're gonna cultivate. We're gonna use Caledonian soil.
Are we leaving for battle? I heard it's a long march. But it's fine. I've had plenty of time to stay inside lately, so I think it's time I went out. Yeah, I can do this. No more Bernie Bear.
That's the spirit.
Yes, but, please don't put me up front,
You're
okay?
an archer, so that wouldn't be smart if I did that. Okay, you could train me in lances or bows. Let's do lances because I'm lower on lances. So,
Professor, I'm sorry to have dragged you into the fight again so soon after our reunion.
don't worry about it.
But you appeared at a most
That's what I'm here
opportune
for.
time. I'm truly humbled by your support, my teacher. Thank you.
Got you. You can count on me.
And so I will. I'm hoping your abilities from 5 years prior are still intact. Make sure you're ready to head out, okay?
Alright, the other one was a better answer. Probably would have gotten stuff up. Alright, let's up heavy armor, because I haven't trained in heavy armor at all. Sup?
Allow me to brief you on the details of our situation.
Let's do it!
The Empire firmly controls the western portion of Fargus. However, the central and eastern regions continue to put up heavy resistance. The strongholds in these regions are Aryan Road, the fortress city, and Ferdiad, the kingdom capital. We cannot control Fargus until we have taken both of these cities. As for the Alliance, Houses Gloucester and Ordelia seem predisposed to capitulate to us. However, due to interference from Houses Regan and Goneril, we have yet to secure their cooperation. Claude obviously hopes to keep the Alliance whole through diplomacy. But because we have had to focus our efforts against the Church until now, our forces have yet to meet his. We have only recently begun to take the fight to Alliance territory.
Gotcha.
I have a request for you.
Alright, we get a carrot and a Caledonian Gar for doing whatever we need to do. I'll look into that. I don't know if we'll have to do reason because you can't train me in anything else. I'm very close to leveling up in that. Gather the requested items and deliver them. Is that something I have to do on... Whoa, okay. Randolph's here and Fleck? Fletch? I guess it kind of depends on where her name is supposed to be from.
What?
What? What's up?
Professor,
Do you know how happy I was to hear you were still alive?
No, but I imagine you
I'll
didn't
tell
make
you
any
how
exclamations.
happy. For the past 2 days, I haven't had my morning or my afternoon naps.
You were taking those naps every day?
Well, as long as we weren't marching. Can't sleep much then. But it's not for want of trying.
Okay. You can help me in reasons. Let's do it. Beautiful.
I'm getting the hang of this.
Aw, actually, I kind of regret doing that, because I wish I had, gone and done the meal,
You
but...
finally joined us, have you? I attached myself to the Imperial Army as well. Seemed the thing to do. I feel I owe it to Edelgard to set my past feelings about the Empire aside. I am happy to help her. It's strange, isn't it? After 5 years, the 3 professors are together once more. I am most curious, though. You say you were asleep for 5 whole years. Incredible. Perhaps this is another effect of your crest. I do look forward to investigating you in greater detail.
We can talk about that.
Wonderful news. I am most excited to begin. We must find the time, of course.
Ah, a new face. I am Randolph von Berglis.
We already met.
I'm the guardian of this place. Wait a moment.
Oh yeah, that was
I'm
5
sure
years
I've
ago.
seen you somewhere
Right.
before.
5 years ago.
Ah, yes. You're Her Majesty's professor. You're alive? Oh, this is my little sister, Fleisch.
Fleisch.
She's just a rookie, but she's helping me as my assistant.
Hello, I'm Fleisch von Berglis. It's nice to meet you. I know I'm inexperienced, but I'm gonna do my best. You can count on me to look after my big brother.
I've heard you're planning to march into Alliance territory. I'll be here to guard the fort.
Alright. That's cool. Casper's little sister. And Randolph's little sister.
The last 5 years have been difficult at times. My relationship with Edelgard is rather contentious, due to the incident with my father. Nevertheless, I cannot abandon my family's duties. As Duke Eyre, I must play my part in the Imperial Army. Edelgard intends to abolish the nobility, but I know I can dissuade her from doing so.
Edelgard is controlling the Empire. She is putting the pressure on the kingdom in alliance. Empire and religion are at open war. It will be difficult for us at first, but corrupt nobles are many. That means the common people will rebel and be joining our side. With you, Professor, the battle tides will turn. I have certainty.
Alright.
For 5 years, I've fought for the Empire. I've cut down hordes of enemies. Now I have the same look in my eyes that the boar used to have in his. The look of a savage beast who loves nothing but destruction and violence.
You're right.
I can hardly hold it against him anymore. You and Edelgard must not disappoint me. Mark my words. The future you're building had better be worth all this bloodshed.
I hope it is too. Alright, we're gonna end free time. Alright, so now let's see. What is the battle? I don't know. I guess I don't know where the supply run thing is. Whatever. But the Grey Bridge coup. The Black Eagle Strike Force is an unexpected encounter with someone thought to have died years prior. Amidst the joy, your forces prepare to invade Alliance territory. Someone thought to have died years prior. I mean, we'll see what happens. I only know of one person, but we'll see what happens.